Welcome to Pro Kitchen University, an online video tutorial series version 11. This video is part of the Mac Native Interface series for Mac users only. In this video, we will explore user shapes. We will locate and access user shapes, place a wall and floor user shape, access and manipulate user shape attributes, utilize user shape right-click toolbox tools, and we will edit user shapes in the plan view. While many designs can be fairly straightforward, there are times when you face additional challenges in representing certain design or room elements. Some examples could be multi-textural walls or floors, kitchen soffits, island waterfall edges, or a variety of other design challenges that present themselves. These items are generally not available from cabinet catalogs, nor in any of the additional sample catalogs found within the software. So what can be used to represent these design challenges? ProKitchen software has provided a tool called a user shape that will assist you in solving these dilemmas. User shapes may be found within the Architectural Elements catalog, most easily accessed from the left toolbar by selecting either the Windows or Doors icon. Left-click to launch the dialog box. User Shapes is the first folder in the Architectural Elements catalog. Left-click the folder to open the contents. In the panel below, the user shape options available are the floor user shape and the wall user shape. Before we place either of these, let's take a moment to discuss how each of these components move. The floor user shape will be used when you need to create a design component that you will need to move more freely throughout the plan. This user shape will be able to be moved anywhere within the room and can move left or right, up or down, and in or out. The wall user shape, on the other hand, can only be placed on the face of a wall or construction line. Once placed on a wall, this item can only be moved left and right or up and down along the face of that particular wall. A floor user shape can only be edited in the plan view along the horizontal axis. On the other hand, a wall user shape can only be edited in the elevation view along the vertical axis. To place a floor user shape, highlight Floor User Shape and left-click Place at the bottom right corner of the dialog box. Left-click either in the wall zone or anywhere in the design in the plan view. Move the item into place and left-click again to secure. Once secured, the dialog box will reappear so that you may place more architectural elements. When placing a wall user shape, highlight the wall user shape, then left-click Place at the bottom right corner of the dialog box. This time, however, due to the nature of its movement capabilities, it is easiest to drop this in the elevation view of the wall in which it will sit. It may be placed on the plan view as well, however, because it sits on the face of the wall, this item may be more difficult to see in the plan view. Left-click once to drop the item and move it into location. Then left-click again to secure. When the dialog box reappears and you have finished placing all required architectural elements, left-click Cancel to dismiss the dialog box. User shapes will default to a 24 by 24 half-inch thick piece of auburn colored wood. To begin manipulating a user shape into the item it will represent, you will need to access its attributes. To access attributes, right-click on the user shape, hover to its SKU and into the toolbox. Left-click Attributes at the bottom of the toolbox to launch, or double left-click the item to bypass right-click access. User Shape Attributes provides two tabs in which you may make your alterations. The General tab allows you to manipulate the user shape dimensions and add a plan notation. Texture allows you to alter the applied texture. In the General tab, to alter either the width, height, or depth of the item, you may highlight the existing value and type your required value, or by using the arrows to the right, the inner arrows adjust by 1-inch increments, and the outer arrows adjust by fractional increments. To add a plan notation, left-click in the field and begin typing. This notation will appear on plan as the item's SKU. Before left-clicking OK at the bottom right corner, don't forget to alter the texture of the item to your visual needs. Left-click the Texture tab to access your options. In the Texture tab, you have 4 different options. Select Wood will allow you to search and choose from all the installed wood textures. Select Non-Wood will allow you to search all installed and imported textures. Match Catalog will match the item's texture to that of the cabinet finish set within Global Options for any catalog used in the design. And As Countertop, which will match the countertop texture determined within design settings. Left-click the radio button to the left of the desired texture selection. When selecting either the wood or non-wood options, you will still need to select the texture you desire from the Textures catalog. To do this, move the mouse below the preview panel to the right and left-click the Select button, which will then launch the Textures dialog box. Either type in the sample name, number, or keyword in the search field at the top left of the dialog box. Then left-click Search. This action will provide any matching samples in the panel at the bottom left of the dialog box. Or navigate the catalog tree to locate the desired texture. Left-click the texture you wish to apply, then left-click OK. When selecting the Match Catalog option, if there is more than one catalog installed to the design, you may choose which of the catalog finishes you wish to apply. Left-click the drop-down, hover to the catalog you would like to match, and left-click to select. When selecting the As Countertop option, there are no additional steps to take in order to apply the texture. If you require this material to appear less opaque or more transparent, left-click and hold the transparency slider and move it to the desired transparency level. This tool is incredibly helpful in creating glass-like or other semi-transparent textures. Once you have made all the appropriate alterations, left-click OK at the bottom right corner to apply. Now that we have the user shape altered to our dimensional and textural needs, let's take a look at the right-click toolbox Tools to access. Right-click on the object, hover to its nomenclature and into the toolbox. When selecting Drag, you will be able to move the item left or right only, and if the item is placed inside a wall zone, the left, center, and right fields will become activated at the bottom of your screen. You may alter any of these fields to reposition that item. The left field is already active and ready for you to adjust, or, in order to edit the center or right fields, simply tap the Tab key on the keyboard to toggle to the next field. Then type the required value and tap the Enter key to secure. The Move option will reattach the item to the mouse and allow you to freely move the item into a new location. Once Move is selected, left-click in the grid space and you will see the item is now attached to your cursor. Now go ahead and place it in the desired location, then left-click again to secure. Rotate will allow you to rotate the item. When selecting this option, move your mouse to rotate manually and left-click to secure, or utilize the Angle field, now available at the bottom of your screen, by typing the required rotation and tapping the Enter key on the keyboard to secure. In-Out is only available for the floor user shape, not a wall user shape. This allows you to move the item in and out from the face of a wall. Selecting this option will also activate the Out and Back fields at the bottom of the screen. The Out field is already highlighted and ready for you to enter the necessary value. Then you can toggle to the Back field with the Tab key. The Out field will move the product according to the face of the item into the room or distance from the opposite placed wall. The Back field will move the item according to the back of the item in relation to the face of the wall. Up-Down will allow you to alter the placement height of the item and provide you the top and bottom fields at the bottom of the screen. Altering the top field will move the item from the top of the item in relation to the top of the wall. The bottom field will move the bottom of the item in relation to the bottom of the wall. Again, either type in the top value and tap Enter to secure, or tap the Tab key to access the bottom field, then enter the value and tap the Enter key to secure. If the item sits within a wall zone and is visible in the elevation view, up-down may also be more easily accessed and altered from here. To do this, left-click the item to select, which will automatically provide the top and bottom fields at the bottom of the screen so that you may alter the elevation height. The next tool in the toolbox is Copy, which allows you to quickly create an exact duplicate of the original to be placed elsewhere in the design. Once this selection has been made, the mouse will turn into a crosshair with the newly created item attached. Move it into position, left-click once to drop the item, and left-click a second time to secure. The Delete option will delete the item. An additional method to delete is to select the item with a left click, hold the Function key, and tap the Delete key on the keyboard. The next toolbox tool, Add to Group, is also only available for the floor user shape. This will allow you to either create a new group of items or attach the object to an existing group of items. This will lock the user shape into place in relation to other items within the design. So when you move the object with a left click and drag or engage the group's right-click move tool, all the items in the group will move together without losing their configuration. When you hover over the Add to Group option, a side menu will appear. If there are no existing groups, you will only see Create Group. If you have previously created stacks, groups, or selections of cabinets, they will be listed below the Create Group option. When selecting Create Group, a pop-up will appear in which you will give the group a name. Highlight the default text and type the name of the group, then left-click OK. Now this group will be a selectable option in the Add to Group menu, so you may now add additional cabinets or items to this group to secure their configuration. This time, instead of selecting Create Group again, I can then select the new or existing groups to add the additional components to. Once the user shape has been added to a group, we will find a new tool in the toolbox called Delete from Group. This will detach the user shape from the configuration and will no longer be affected by any tools used from the group's right-click toolbox. The next tool in the toolbox is Edit. This tool will allow you to create additional alterations to the shape of the user shape and is the most versatile tool in creating a visual representation of the desired design component. When utilizing this option, edit execution for the floor user shape will take place in the plan view, and for the wall user shape, the tool will be executed in the elevation view. Once selected, the mouse will become a crosshair again, denoting the Place Edit mode, and the user shape will be outlined in red and now have red open circles or points at each corner of the user shape. To change the overall dimension of the object, left-click once on the red line of the side you wish to move. It will appear as if the item has disappeared momentarily until you move your mouse. Then the outline will become black in color once again, and you will be able to move the selected line in or out of the existing shape. Once you have extended or recessed the user shape to the desired depth or width or height for the wall user shapes, then left-click to secure. The mouse will remain a crosshair, so you may continue editing this user shape. To change the shape, left-click once on a desired point. Once again, the item will look as if it has disappeared temporarily until you move the mouse. When moving the mouse, the outline will appear black once again, and you may move the point in any direction to change the shape of the user shape. Left-click to secure the new shape. With the Edit tool, there are two additional right-click toolboxes, one for the lines and one for the points. Let's take a moment to look at each of these additional toolboxes and explore the functions of each tool. We will begin with the additional toolbox for the lines. To access this subset of tools, hover the mouse over the line you intend to modify and right-click. The subset of edit tools for the line will appear. Here you have four options: Extrude, Intersect, Add Point, and Radius End. Let's start with Extrude. Extrude is used to create an extrusion out or a recess into the selected edge. When you left-click the Extrude option, a new point will follow the mouse along the line. This point will be the starting point of the extrusion. Move the mouse to the desired location on the line and left-click once. Then move the mouse into or beyond the existing shape, creating or reducing depth, and over to the opposite end of the edge to control the width of the extrusion. The blue lines will denote where the extrusion will appear and give you a preview of what the new shape to this edge will be. Once the extrusion is your preferred width and depth, left-click to secure. With this extrusion, you will now have additional lines and points that you may manipulate to further edit the user shape, dimensions, and shape. When we activate the additional subset of edit tools, the next option found here is Intercept. This tool is used as a fix of sorts for a miscreated set of intersecting lines. To demonstrate this tool, I will first need to create the circumstance in which it is used. I will use the third tool in this toolbox, Add Point, to provide us the opportunity to utilize Intersect. Add Point will provide you an opportunity to add an additional point along the selected line, which will then allow you to change the shape further. When you left-click to select this tool, another small point will follow your mouse along the line. Once you have moved the point to the desired location, left-click to secure the point and return to Edit mode. Now, this newly added point may be selected to change the shape of the object as previously demonstrated. If you want to undo the unintentional shape altogether, or any other unintended action, there are a few methods that will allow you to do so. The first is by left-clicking the undo icon found on the top toolbar. The second is to press and hold the Command key and tapping the letter Z on the keyboard. By completing either of these actions, the previous action taken in the design space will be undone. An additional way is to use the Intersect option from the additional right-click Edit tool. After selecting Intersect, double left-click the line that crosses the line you have selected the tool from. This action will remove the section created at the intersection point and allow you to freely move the line on the remaining newly created shape. Once you have finished readjusting, left-click to secure. The last of the four additional edit tools found on the lines is Radius End. This tool will add a curve to the selected line, creating a rounded edge to the shape. Once this option has been selected, when you move the mouse, you will see a triangular outline, either going inward, creating a concave curve, or outward, creating a convex curve. Move the mouse in the direction you wish to create the rounded edge. The more elongated the triangle, the more circular the rounded edge will be. The shorter the triangle, the softer the rounded edge will be. Once satisfied with the depth of this rounded edge, left-click to secure. If you are not satisfied with the shape of the curve after securing it in place, left-click the point at the center of the curve to adjust the depth and shape of the rounded edge once more. Now let's explore the additional subset of edit tools for the points on the user shape. To activate, hover the mouse over the desired point and right-click. Points have 5 additional tools available. Let's start with Notch. After selecting this tool, when you move the mouse, you will discover that you may only create the notch towards the interior of the item. Blue lines will appear to denote the notch that will be created. When the notch appears as you prefer, left-click to secure. A notch will be created and you will have 2 additional lines and a point in which you may now manipulate. The next option is Round. Once you left-click to select, you may once again only create the rounded corner to the interior. As you move the mouse, you will see a preview of the rounded corner. Drag the rounded corner into place and left-click to secure. Once created, you will now have 2 points on either side of the curve that when selected will change the shape of the item, and a center point that will allow you to adjust the curvature of the rounded corner. Back in the additional right-click toolbox, on a point we will find Bevel. Again, once selected, you may only make this edit towards the interior of the item. This time, an angled line will appear that will essentially cut the corner off and provide a smooth straight line in its place. Once the beveled edge is in the desired location, left-click to secure. There will then be an additional 2 points and a single line in which you may select and continue creating edits. The additional Move tool found in this toolbox will only allow you to move the point left or right, either elongating or shortening the extension of this particular corner. Once selected, you must left-click on the point to begin moving this corner. When the point has been moved to the desired location, left-click to secure, then left-click again to release. The last option in this subset of edit tools is Delete Point. This tool will allow you to remove any accidentally created points or to smooth and straighten an edge of the previously created shape. When hovering over a point and activating the right-click subset of tools, then left-clicking the Delete Point option, the selected point will automatically be deleted and you may continue making any additional edits. After you have finished utilizing the Edit function, tap the Escape key on the keyboard to release the tool. Or you may also navigate to the top toolbar and left-click the Select icon to exit Edit mode and return to completing your design. These user shapes give you an easy way to create those unique shapes needed in many layouts and designs. With the number of customization options provided with user shapes, you can now add those soffits, waterfall edges, and other design challenges with confidence, allowing you to show your customer exactly what they are looking for. Thank you for visiting ProKitchen University. Be sure to visit us at prokitchensoftware.com.